guys wanted me to do a video because I did like a vote thing on Instagram where, you know, I had all of you guys voting for what you wanted, and you guys said that you wanted beatings, like the story time of the beatings I get and like my family. So basically I was the type of child where I would get beat almost all the time. Like I would do such stupid things and I would always get beat like all the time. Every day. Well, some of the stories were I used to live in Dubai before this, so I was born in Canada, and then after 3 years old I went to Dubai and I lived with my dad and my grandparents for a little while and my aunt, and then after that my dad left to Canada and so did my grandparents, but yeah, so I stayed there with my dad, like, you know, and I was obviously so scared. I was so scared of my father. It's a joke. Like, oh my god, my dad. Like, he really put me in my place, like, you know, like, my hands used to get sweaty. Like, every time I knew I was in trouble, I knew my dad was coming for me. Like, I was so scared. So the one time that happened was I was playing around. Like, so in Dubai you have like these bungalow houses, right? So it's just like there's no upstairs and there's no downstairs. It's just the one floor. I had a friend, like a guy friend named Ashley, and we were just walking, like we were just like playing around, whatever. Remember like when, you know, when we didn't have flat screens, we had like these big bulky TV screens, you know, like, so yeah, we had one of those. Like, I don't know why, but my dad had it like sitting down on this thing. So in Dubai, like, you had your front yard and you had your backyard, and both of them were closed up. So like, you know, it wasn't like Canada where you have your lawn and like, you know, it's open and like you have your driveway. It was like totally different. Anyways, it was in the front yard or whatever, and the TV was sitting there, and there was a long wire connecting to Ross, I don't know where. That's all it was showing, was like no connection, whatever. I had a friend named Ashley, right? So we're running around. He was a guy, Ashley was a guy. So we're like running around the house, like running around outside, right? So he's running, and this guy trips over the cord and drops the whole TV, and the TV cracks. And I'm like, immediately, like, I just knew I was gonna be in trouble. I just knew from that moment I was gonna get my butt kicked. I literally immediately, I just was like, oh, okay, I need to go shower. So I went in the house. I went straight to the bathroom, you know, I took off all my clothes, whatever. I was like, Nana, I'm going for a shower, whatever. So I went to the bathroom, and I put on the shower, whatever, and I was like showering. And like, I was in like inside the bathtub, right, with the curtains. And then the guy just comes in and he's like, your dad's looking for you. I was like, don't worry, just get out. Like, you know, because why are you in the washroom? So like, oh my god, you look so pretty. I did that. I did her makeup. Yeah, so he comes into the washroom, whatever, and leaves. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I'm gonna be in so much trouble. So my grandmother comes in, showers me, whatever, you know, it's fine. So I'm like, I'm just gonna blame this on Ashley, because I didn't do anything. Like, I did nothing, like, nothing. So it's not my fault. So, you know, I'm showering, whatever, and my dad just comes out of nowhere, and he's like, what did you do? And he had a ring on his finger, and the butt whooping I got in the bathtub with my body wet was a joke. I had marks all over. And he just whipped me one time, on my bum, and I had like this, like a skid mark on my bum from his ring. I was just shooketh. I was shooketh, like shooketh. I couldn't, like I couldn't. The second time, I was just getting introduced to my freedom, I guess. Like, you know, there was a girl in my neighborhood was like around my age, or I think she was older than me, and she lived like in a bigger house than me or whatever. She had like a outhouse with a TV and stuff like that. It was cute. Like, she took me outside, and I told my grandma I was gonna go outside, you know, so I just went, and I never came back until nighttime. You know, and I didn't think that was a problem. I thought, you know, they know where I am, like, it's fine. So turns out they thought that I got kidnapped. So now they have the whole house looking for me, up and down the street, ringing the doorbells, asking if they seen me. It was that serious. And my behind is sitting down on the couch, legs up, chilling, watching the Flintstones. Like, I didn't think it was that serious. So I hear someone knock on the door, and then the girl's like, oh, someone's here for you. So it was my aunt, and she was like, get home right now. And I still at that point didn't really quite see why they were angry with me, because I'm like, you guys knew where I was. Like, you know, I told Nana I was gonna go outside. Like, I don't know what the big deal is. My dad literally just grabbed me, and he's like, where were you? I was like, I was right there. Like, you know, I told Nana where I was. And Nana over there about, she didn't tell me where she was. I was like, oh my God, like, this is just gonna be so terrible. So we used to call it the room. It was the room where I would get the most licks, okay? I would get beating. As soon as he would say, let's go to the room, I would be like pissing myself, like pissing myself. I'm like, no, I don't want to go to the room. No, I didn't do anything. I'm sorry, I didn't go to the room. I'm sorry. I'd just be crying because like I knew the room meant I was about to get my behind beat. I just knew it. I knew it. I go upstairs and he's like, oh my God, I couldn't, he was beating me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't know. After I got beat, I went upstairs and just sat underneath the table. Like I would sit underneath the dinner table when I was depressed. And I just sat under the dinner table and I did not move because I got beat and I didn't like it. So I sat and stayed there for like the whole night. My grandmother, she's like my mom, but when my grandmother used to take me to like this camp, it was like a Catholic camp I used to go to. And so the bus was coming to pick me up like just now, right? She's just trying to get me ready for the day. And she's like, you know, you need to cut your nails. And I was like, you know, like, no, you know, and I'll do the Indian accent because I am Indian and the Indian accent is there. So she's there and she's like, Jazz, you need to cut your nails. I'm telling you now, you need to cut your nails before you go. I'm looking at her, I'm like, no, like, I don't want to cut my nails, no. So she's coming at me with the nail cutter and she's taking my fingers. So I got mad and I pushed her. Oh my goodness. You ever feel that thing, you know, that adrenaline rush, like that rush where you're like, you know you're about to do something and you're gonna be so bad breed for it. So you push them and you do something and you're like, oh my God, I just did the worst thing ever. I shouldn't have ever done that. Immediately she's like, excuse me? I knew my world was done. I literally ran just so I wouldn't get any licks. So I'm running behind my uncle and he's like, Lulu, and I'm running behind, like I'm running. I'm like, I'm not getting licked today. But I end up getting licks because you can never really run or hide. It's like, the more you run, the worse it will get. You just take it. Just stay there and take it. I got beatings for everything possible. Like, and my grandmother was probably the funniest. I love her so much. Like, getting licks from her was probably the funniest thing in the world. Like, she would always, and it would be literally with anything she had. It would slippers, hangers, wooden spoon. Like, she is throwing it at me like she doesn't business. Like, one time I back answered her and it was like, I never, like, ask me if I ever said anything to her. Like, I have to watch everything I say. Like, with Indian, Caribbean families, like, you will get licked, okay? Do not be bright. Sometimes I see some people, the way that they talk to their family, and they're like, you ever see those people, they're like, what? Are you stupid? If I ever said what? Are you dumb? My grandmother's coming from downstairs, the basement, I don't care where. She's coming up the stairs to give me licks. Like, some people are bright. Like, what do you want? Oh my God, y'all need to respect your parents. My grandmother, if she sees too many clothes behind the door, or if there's too many clothes on, like, somewhere where she doesn't like it, she will pick it up, take it to the stairs, and drop it. And she'll be like, yeah, okay, here, take it now, pick it up now, take it and put it back. And they would get so mad, and I'm like, why are you dropping them? Like, I'm right here, because I'd be standing right beside her. And she's like, yeah, okay, take it. You don't know how to do anything in this house. You don't know how to put it anywhere. You don't put anything in place. I'm so tired of cleaning after you. Just go and put this back. Oh my God. And she does taking and dumping. And she's taking and dumping. And she's taking and dumping. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, Nana, relax. And I have to go down the stairs, and she's still throwing it. And I'm like, okay, like, I have it. Like, oh, my grandmother's crazy, but like, I love her. Goodness, I used to get beat. I used to get catch for everything. There's nothing I could ever hide. Like, they were like 15 steps ahead of me. Like, I think I was raised right. What the? Yeah, I wouldn't have had it any other way. Trust me very much. I'm telling you very much. I would not have it any other way if I was not beaten when I was younger, little baby. I would not be where I am today. I'm telling you very much, okay? Thank you very much for watching. Please comment, subscribe, and like. And let me know what you want to know next. Goodbye. Thank you.